Okay, cool. So we're working on video number 4. Is that right? I think my head might be cut off a little.
It's like.
Is it right there? Well, that's okay. I hope you guys don't mind. I just wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing here. And now I thought that was the more important part of this salad part. Just to show you on the lettuce here, you can take this lettuce and you can kind of smash it down, and then you can cut it down the middle to make it a little smaller. And you can shred it. This is more of a chop.
Yeah, the whole thing. Got some that are a little bit.
Okay, so there's a, this is, can you move that red thing? Yeah. Okay, and then there's another method that you can do which is less violent than the knife, and that's the tear method. Bam. Tear the lettuce. See? That's a good method. Fun. It's a little less brutal. Some people are like anti-knife. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but there may be some truth to the magnetics of knives. But, and then there's another way too. Let's do like we can do some shredded. So this will be a very multi-diversified. Oh, Richard, we had that down here for the, I wanted it to be right at the line of the.
Got it, sorry about that.
As much as my, is it, well, it's a, try to get it right here.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay.
Am I still in there?
Yep. It's looking good. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Now this is just like shredded. Real finely shredded. This is more like the stuff at Taco Bell. Taco Bell. And which is a nice texture, you know, when you have the time. And you can also use a food processor, which is really fun, to make nice shredded salads with the shredder blade. And then there's also the chopper blade, which also makes very good texture, you know. Anyway, so we've got several textures now, so we're having fun here. I'm just going to kind of put together a salad here, and if you guys want, there's always time. You can ask questions if you like, or we can just, I'll chop. This will make it go quicker for us here.
I actually had a question. One of my cousins has cysts in her ovaries. And I think they told the kind of cyst that she has, it's supposed to be like common, 1 in 44 women that get it, you know. And she doesn't want to have surgery to remove them. She wants to remove them through food. Is there any recommendations that you have that can help her speed up the process in the eliminating
for the removal of cysts? Well, the reason why the hormones get out of balance are innumerable in the society. We're talking anything from the birth control pills to the shampoos we rub on ourselves, to the plasticides, the herbicides, the pesticides, the hormones in the meat. That's why you want to eat clean, so you don't have to deal with these problems. But if you run into this stuff because you didn't know before, and you've got all these different estrogenic type compounds in your body that are blocking up your body's normal process of estrogenic, in the female case, in the male we get all, you know, soft and stuff, and we lose that, you know. But as far as the women go, these estrogenic compounds, which are more dominant than any of the more aggressive type male, you know, associated, it's generally estrogenic in this society. And so now you just want to stop doing those things. You're going to get off all the perfumes and all the crazy shampoos, and you don't want your bottled water sitting in the sun. And you don't want to eat too much food that's been sitting in plastic or tin cans. All these things add to the load of toxicity that there's a cell here. And then you have these compounds that are toxins that you don't find them in nature. They're from laboratories and chemical processes from dudes in laboratories with white coats creating products and trying to manipulate nature with hormone development. Well, in the outside of the cell, these foreign compounds attach themselves to receptor sites on the cell, and then your normal hormones cannot function. I don't know what type of cyst it is, but generally there's
I'm not sure either.
an excess
she has a lot of little cysts. She says, I think in her uterus or ovary, something like that.
Sometimes that's attributed to also too much cooked fat. But the reason why I try to say that kind of thing so everyone gets, oh, okay, but that's not really what's important.
Yeah.
What's important is, instead of apple pie or applesauce in a can, you eat the apple. I'm more of a solution-oriented person. Who cares about why all this stuff happens? Sometimes that's interesting and gives you motivation. And you can say, oh, get off the shampoos, get off the hormone-laden meat, off the hormone cheese. That's why your 8-year-old daughter's fully developed, etc. You know what I mean? Because we're on all these weird hormones and stuff. That's what leads up to it. The probabilities creating likelihoods. Doesn't mean if you do all that stuff that you'll ever have problems. You might not, but there's probabilities and likelihoods resulting from that. So now, detoxify and cleanse, and how do we do that? Raw foods isn't really detoxifying. In a really truest sense, what it is you just stop making your body sick because of all the things that really you would never find in nature. You would never find a deep-fried Coke in nature. You'll never find any of that junk. If it's, you know, I mean, I'm not like super hardcore rigid. There are some things in science in the modern world that are beneficial. There's no doubt. But for the most part, our bodies, you know, the air we breathe, it's just like, man, all these chemicals and these little things that my mom uses, it's like every 20 minutes this little mister comes out. Oh God, it makes me sick. I gotta turn that thing on and say, Mom, wait till I leave and turn that crap back on. It's like, oh my God, the toxic chemicals in that thing spraying out every 20 minutes. And this is how humans think. You want fresh air? Open the door, Mike. I mean, I know it's hot down there, 100 degrees and stuff, but those are the little things that we're not paying attention to. And we breathe that stuff in. So in order for her to get well, the most simplest thing to say is eat 100% raw, organic, vegan diet.
Yeah, and she's been doing, like, trying to do as much raw as she can. But she wanted to see if there was something else that she, like herbs, something that to jumpstart.
There are some herbs. There's a female reproductive formula from God's Herbs. You know about that? You told her about that?
No, I haven't.
There's lymphatic herbs. Robert's got some of the.
I actually have it, but I never.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. A lot of people give the herbs hard times, but they're not as sophisticated. I mean, I understand the people that just believe in fruits and vegetables only. But then there's levels of chronic toxicity and cell weaknesses that can be strengthened through these tissue-specific botanical herbs, which if you know, you'll see it. I did an experiment the other day, and I let all the alcohol dissolve. And in the bottom of that little glass was essential oils of plants, of all these wild plants that are soaked and pressed into these herbal tinctures, which strengthen cells. And because nature knows what to do. So we want to strengthen our cells, and those wild herbs know exactly what to do. They've been evolving with us on the planet for millions of years. The Indians used it, everybody, Chinese, Ayurveda. And so everything like that can be useful. I would put her on a lymphatic formula, kidney and bladder, and put her on the female reproductive. There's a lady that had the cramps from hell. It would disable her for a week at a time. Well, you know, she'd had to go beyond the normal dose. She'd be like, I have to have a half a bottle of this. Every time she got her period, she'd knock back a half a bottle. That's like 1 ounce of alcohol with all those herbs in there. But boom, it would just take care of her cramps in one shot, and that would be it. So it's like whatever works, you know. You know, Robert, my mentor, he's like, wow, that's a lot of herbs. You know, she goes, well, that's the only thing that works. He's like, well, okay, then do it. You know, I mean, you can't take too many of those herbs, and then after that, you know, she's going to want to strengthen and regenerate those parts of her body with the kidney formula, with the lymphatic, and with the female reproductive. to get the hormones, you know, straightened back out again. Also working, when she does the kidneys and bladder, she's going to be working on the adrenals, but she could also do an endocrine formula and an adrenal formula. I mean, you know, those herbs are very helpful.
You think like a whole little kit to start off with, and then with the
6
female,
or 8 at a time.
Like the kit, and then with the female reproductive.
The detox kit, yes, and then the female reproductive.
And then
with the
start
bowel
hitting the
herbs.
other one, yeah.
With the bowel formula, and to kind of start cleaning out the bowels, getting the bowel wall to not be so inflamed. And then it's going to be like cooked fats, dairy products, meat, that's going to be kind of just clogging up the function of the cells. So the answer for her is 100% raw vegan diet, which I don't even like using those terms, but it's just the best way for people to say that animal products are not appropriate during the time of the detoxifying regeneration of cells. Nobody's ever done a milk fast before, but a lot of people have done cucumber fasts. Nobody's ever done a ahi tuna detox program, but many people have done grape programs and had great results, or orange juice diets, or low glycemic green juice, but you never hear about any of those types of heavier, you never hear about anyone doing a cheese detox, you know? What are you eating? Yeah. I ate cheese for the last 6 weeks. Oh, have you pooped? Well, no, but I know it's working.
Getting gassy all the time.
So, you know, it's always about that, because it's not, the body heals itself. See this cut on my hand? Like I put my hand through a window. What did I do? I didn't do anything. I just let it go. I might have fed it some stuff, but the body heals itself. But if I were to go and punch another window, which would be attributed to be like your cousin, continuing to eat foods with hormones in them, and estrogen and compounds, and spraying perfume all over, having one of those little misters, you know.
Birth control too, you said? Like
birth control, man, messes up hella ladies, and then it takes them forever to get back on track. We're reproductively weak, and we need the electricity and the living energy, the enzymes, which are biocatalysts to metabolic functions. And when you cook it, you have no enzymes, no biocatalysts. Your body has to produce its own metabolic hormones, because it's wasting its enzyme load over onto the digestion of food. These foods have enzymes in them to digest themselves. When you cook those enzymes out, then your body has to produce and take away from its own enzyme metabolic bank account to digest the apple pie instead of the apple. If you save the enzymes, you will have more enzyme bank account. You will have more enzyme equity, which will be utilized for other metabolic processes like hormone function and reproductive function, brain function, etc., detoxification function. So, and to sum it up, eat more raw foods until you're like almost 80% plus is what it's going to take to be a healthy human. If you want to have some steamed broccoli or a baked potato or some vegetable soup in the winter when you're freezing balls, you know what I'm saying, that's cool. But for the most part, at least 80% for a good, healthy life. If you want to go 100%, you're going to start having transformations at the levels of the spirit and the consciousness, and you're going to be dealing with your stuff, and you're going to be becoming more and more aware at all times.
Does cooking the food kill all the nutrients of your food?
Not all of it, just 75 to 90%.
So pretty much all of it.
And all the BS about lycopene, that's the one argument they use. Cooked tomatoes are better. No, they're not. Cooked tomatoes are extremely acidic. You do not want to eat cooked tomatoes in any way, shape, or form, not once, not ever. Cooked tomatoes are one of the most acid-forming foods on the planet. So please, eat your tomatoes raw, for crying out loud.
With
yes,
the
brother.
winter.
Whoever, next. Question.
Do you want to pause for a second so you can adjust the light? Because right now you're completely dark.
Oh, really?
Is the light coming in?
So I'm totally,
Your shadow.
I'm a shadow. Why don't you try to set it up on the counter over there, and we'll just keep going, and I'll keep making salad here. And what's our time on that one?
14:38.
Okay, so we got about, I've been trying to keep these under half an hour, so I should be able to do that, even with dissertations on endocrinology and female hormone function. But yeah, I guess you can hold it. How's the lighting? But you might want to be yeah, if you want to hold it for the next 15 minutes. Anyways, I'm going to try to knock this salad out. I've got cucumbers here. I'll take some of that spinach maybe, and we'll put that in.
We have a lot of this.
Oh, okay, well,
Cut the bottoms.
yeah, that's fine. I will take some, oh, you already did cut the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, good work. Okay, so I'm just going to take some spinach here. So I've got lettuce, spinach, cucumber. I don't know what else I'm going to grab. You missed one, Hilda. Bad maid. You're fired.
Oh, man.
Spinach. And I'll probably take another. Are there any more of those other types of cucumbers? Or just these?
No.
Just these?
So
Okay, that's fine. I think I'll throw a little. I try not to make them too busy, but today we'll just make a nice salad, just for fun. I mean, salads you can pretty much do anything. We'll throw some celery on there.
Now, is there a combination of vegetables or fruit that you don't want to combine because it decreases the nutrition in one of them?
Well, you don't ever want to combine watermelons with anything.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to do like grapes and lettuce. I mean, not, you know, that's not even that huge, but melons don't go together. Certain things just don't go. You want to eat melons alone, and basically you want to eat fruit alone as well. Here's what it is. The more mono food that you eat, if you just had 4 or 5 apples, or a big jar of apple juice, that's just good, man. That's just good energy, mental clarity, easily digestible. The more busier that your meals get, the more harder it is on digestion. So you want to go as simple as you can to satisfy your level at that time. And these salads are, people like these. They can do this because you add a bunch of stuff and, you know, it's like, yeah, colorful and tomatoes and they can dig it, you know. And some of these could be cut in half for sure. I'm going to do that just to maximize and, you know, then I've got some onions here too, but I'm going to toss those in at the end because I am going to be avoiding the onions for now. Onions and stuff can be a little bit, when your system gets really cleaned up, the onions and the garlic can be a little bit irritating.
Some carrots.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Some carrots. I bet you these tomatoes are off the hook. Whoa, sugar bombs. Got any more of those?
No, just
That's what I'll have for dinner. And well, we need to do a dressing. I have those red peppers over there, and I have the blend. Can you hook up the blend tech right here, bro? Oh, this is an heirloom. I'm going to toss an heirloom in there too. Let's see what that's like. Oh yeah, epic. Wow, that's a great tomato. Where'd you get this one?
At a farmer's market?
Yeah, tomorrow is farmer's market day. I'm going to try to make a video down there because I know that everybody wants to know, how do you pick out food? I am an expert at picking out the best food.
You know what? And we also have fresh squeezed orange juice from this morning if you wanted a juice, if you wanted.
I think I'm going to just use like a whole orange
Okay.
instead. There's some nice tomatoes on this salad. And what I'm going to do is make a nice orange and red pepper dressing. So I will take just some red pepper here, and I'll toss that all into the blend tech. I think, yeah, I'll throw some carrots on there too as well. In fact, I'm going to do these oranges first. Put in your oranges in the bottom. And when you make dressing like this, orange, red pepper, you can just toss the whole orange in there if you want. You can make orange juice. It'll be a little bit more gourmet if you make the orange juice. Another thing you can do is just cut them and then just give it a squeeze to get the moisture down at the bottom. Excellent. We should have had you filming the whole time.
Follow you around tomorrow at the farmer's market.
I go to that one.
I'm going in the morning straight away. I heard that's the time to do it. Yeah. Okay, so red pepper. This is one of the better dressings on planet Earth here. Low-fat dressings. I mean, people are always. I got a dressing recipe coming in February, so you're all gonna have to wait. But I'll put my heart and soul into that one because that's really the key to the raw food diet is the dressings. The juices, easy. Smoothies, easy. But you can't just be having olive oil and lemon the rest of your life. You know, you got to learn how to make some coconut, almond, avocado, basil, and garlic dressing. Like, what? What was that? But that's just like, or you know, if you're on more of a low-fat kick, you know, there's different times and different phases in the raw food, and there's different body types and whatnot. I can go through periods of having more fat, and I can go through periods of having more, you know, no fat. I haven't had any fat for 3 weeks, or about, actually more like a month. So I prepared myself for the detox for like a week. But, you know, you got to have good dressings. I mean, that's just how it is. So someone's got to stand up and. But I don't eat all those weird dressings with all the weird. I mean, people make. There's a lot of raw food chefs, but it's just too complicated. I want things to digest. I want my blood to be pure. I don't want this weird, all these weird things in there that I don't even know what the hell they are, where they came from, what country, what does that mean? It's like little packages of stuff and flavorings and things. I just want orange, red pepper, basil, cacao. How confusing is that? Not. You're at the store. Here's some basil. Freshly picked right out of the garden. Amen. That's the best way to do it. The most flavor that way. Let's do another red pepper here. We're going to make sure, we need to make sure we have enough. So, and the thing about these great dressings like this is you can just drown your salad. If you drown your salad with olive oil and lemon juice, you're going to get fat. If you drown your salad with red pepper, orange, and basil dressing, you just have a nice drowned salad, and you're not going to get fat. You can just pour it over and never be afraid and have this juicy salad that's flavorful. But if you dump like a bunch of olive oil and lemon juice, you're not going to poop for a week. It's too much fat. I hardly ever eat oils. I mean, rarely. Maybe a little flaxseed oil every once in a while. Borage seed oil, primrose oil, those really specialty type oils that are really good for the nervous system and the brain. But mostly just whole fats like avocados, coconuts, and soaked nuts and seeds, so the enzymes are active. If you think, you know, my mentor said this, and I've proved it to myself over the last 11 years. If you can't get it out of fruits, vegetables, and soaked nuts, your body doesn't need it. You know. Now we have to be a little more educated these days because you have to know where the good fats are, and you have to eat some hemp seeds. You have to eat some soaked almonds. But you can't have them be pasteurized. You don't want the rancid fats. So you just have to learn how to do this. It takes a little more education, but normally you wouldn't. You would just get all the stuff. I went out in the desert and found all these nuts and berries and stuff growing right there. It'd be like you could just eat right there. You know, but none of us, you know, we don't even know that stuff anymore. So we don't really know what's what. We would know, and it would be all nuts and seeds, and there wouldn't be any like. All this, you'd be chasing down a cow to try to get your calcium or something. You know, it's like, what? You know, I think that on a certain level, it's okay with the dairy because, you know, human beings are smart. And they're going to figure stuff like that out. How to milk a cow and get nutrition. But the thing about the dairy's milk is it's so elemental because a dairy cow grows 500 or 600 pounds in 1 year. And a little baby doesn't grow that. So there's too much minerals, too high of protein, and too much fat in the dairy milk. So it gets, that's why the kids are always have the snotty, runny noses. It's too much. The body can't handle it. The lymph system is overloaded and it's trying to do something to do with it. And the baby's all colicky and sad and angry and snotty. And it's just sad. So I'm going to toss some carrots on there. Last but not least, what's our time like?
24:28.
Cool. I hope everyone's enjoying this video out there in YouTubeville. You know, it's cool to be able to do YouTube videos because, you know, this type of information would cost a lot of money. You know what I mean? To go to a class to learn from a dude like me is going to set you back a couple bills. But everybody gets to have it here, you know, for free. Why? Because I'm such a great guy. Oh, because my maid and her husband asked me, and they've been so kind to me, so I felt inclined, and you know, I kill 2 birds with one ex-stoner, and I just come and I make videos, and everybody learns, and the world's a better place. You know.
Amen.
And I don't take credit for it. I just do what I'm supposed to do, and that's it. And I give all the credit to the man upstairs. So if you have a problem with me and the way I am, then you better file a grievance with him, because I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm an empty flute, and God can play His music, and it happens to have things to do with like food, because I read all the books, and I do this every single day for almost coming up on 12 years now. And I get more and more stoked every day. Raw Foods doesn't end at carrot sticks and lettuce. It keeps going and going, and it's an opportunity to like become a master of yourself and your senses on every level, and just purify and beautify and energize your whole life in ways that where you feel like you're just starting every day. You feel like it's a brand new opportunity for the big self to rise above the small self. You know, the old man, the animal man, becoming the Homo spiritus. The Homo sapien is transforming through various means of awakening, and one small aspect of that is learning how to eat again, so that we energize and go back to nature. Bam, into the new man, the Homo spiritus, the rising, and the wheat is being separated from the chaff. So don't worry about Aunt Margaret if she's not going to change. Don't even try to bother. You are the wheat. You are the fruits. You are the ones who are going to wake up, and the chaff will be burned, because that is the way of things. So wake up and be humble and be the fruit, because otherwise you have to be let go of by nature's ways. You know? So we want to live forever, and how we do that with love. Now that, my friends, is a low-fat salad dressing. Nice. Good cameraman. I need a taste tester.
Mommy?
Cameraman, you're the closest one. Now you got to turn the camera on yourself.
I hate celery.
Oh, really? You do?
But I haven't been able to taste
We're
it
gonna
in
have to
anything
fix you,
today.
man. Tell us how it is, bro.
It's actually really, really good.
The dressing.
The dressing's really good.
Does it make the celery more doable?
Palatable, yeah.
Huh.
I'm
Yeah.
still not going to eat the celery.
Okay, cool. Well, it looks like we've allotted our time. Is there any burning question for the last minute? We covered everything. We're completely enlightened. Raw Food Enlightenment. Just call Dan McDonald at Regenerate or life-regenerator.com, and then go to my website to get and to support this mission that I'm on. That's the way I support this mission, is regenerateyourlife.org, and I allow you to purchase DVDs with anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours long, just full of cram-packed, full of information that, if you're like me, you'll watch the same DVDs over and over and over again, so that this stuff becomes just second nature, and it becomes a part of you, and then you walk around with it everywhere, and then you'll always have these dressings, and you'll have these recipes, and you'll be able to help your family and your friends, and you'll be able to make stuff like this that's totally off the charts, and they'll be like, oh my God, I never thought you could make a dressing like that, this is so good, and you put a lot of garlic in it, you know. So, thank you very much, my friends. I appreciate your time, and through this whole video series, it's my honor to be able to serve you in this way. Believe me, I am the one who is blessed. And when you find your mission in life, and you are being used by the Most High God as a service to humanity, then you yourself too will also find the deepest levels of satisfaction. Thank you. Peace.
They got the celery.
Oh, come on, Eddie.
What do you got, Hilda? Tell us how it is.
Make it a good.
Make it a good bite.
There you go.
Whoa, that girl is epic. We're gonna write stories about that bite.